I'm just clicking all random and just making a hot mess on the screen. Sorry about that, you guys. I can get my stuff together. But anyway, welcome to What the Fuck Wednesday. That seemed to be our new schedule because my girl just cannot get it together. I can't do the column unless she gives it to me. So there you go. But we have the questions today, all 25 of them again, 25 advice questions that have been previously sent in for response. Now, you would have gotten an email back from Candace telling you that your letter was in the column, so listen for it. If you miss it, like you can't be here tonight or whatever, you can always go back and listen to it later. Or if you are here and you want to hear it again and again, just, hit that replay button and you can do that and take notes if it's necessary so you get all the remember everything that I said. Also take a look at what's in the chat stream because they will very often augment what I say or sometimes give you a different perspective and things that I didn't even think of. So between all of us though, we pretty much got you. And then to remind everybody that tomorrow, so we're going to have 2 shows back to back. Tomorrow we're doing the $10 on the spot advice show. So if you came here thinking that you were going to get your question answered today, that's not how this show works. But we will be here doing that tomorrow. And you can, try to set your question up so that you do your question in advance and have it in a little document. This is pretty much the format here. This is how it works. So you pay your super chat fee, which is super chat or Cash App, preferably Cash App because YouTube takes a giant chunk out of it. And then you'll see how other people do it. They put their name in there, and then when they get called, their question is there. So try to keep your question short though, or you can call in if your question is a little bit more complex. We will be posting the number that you can do that on the stream tomorrow. So here we go with today's show. What the fuck Wednesday? Relationship advice for these people who are probably not going to be too happy with the answer they get. Question number 1. This is a young man, 22 to 27 age group. He's Caucasian from Sheffield, South Yorkshire in the UK. Summary of issue. Why do people lie when they reject you? Okay, we'll go into that in a minute. I met a girl recently. Chemistry seemed decent. I asked her out a few days later and she said yes. We'd both gotten out of big relationship just a few months back. So both of us were in the same boat of being cautious. Took things low key, just drinks at a nice bar. Laughs were flying, definitely felt a spark. Holding hands, etc. Went for a quick kiss at the end of the date, which was returned. Next day, I messaged her to say I had a lovely time and would like to see her again. She politely replied that she's not looking for anything right now and would like it if we just remain friends. A few weeks later, she's walking around on the arm of a different dude she met after our date. How do you know when she met him? So when she said, I don't want a relationship, the quote, ... with you was silent like the G in lasagna. Damn. I guess my question is, why not be straight and say I wasn't her type or that she just didn't feel it? I'd rather someone be straight with me than just lie about it. I understand women can be afraid of rejecting men in case they stalk or harass them, but she knows me enough to know that's not my bag. We see each other at events most weeks anyway. Well, it doesn't matter what you think she knows because obviously she doesn't know, okay? Or she doesn't trust what she thinks she knows. Either way, how she rejected you is up to her. It's not up to you. So let's look at this thing though. There's a summary of issue. I'm so happy I added that part in because it really is like that's all I need from these people because all this other stuff makes it too long. Why do people lie when they reject you? Why do people lie? Because they don't want to be bothered with your possible emotional response to what they say. Now you feel like, well, I'm special and unique. I'm a special snowflake and I won't act a fool. How's she supposed to know that? She's not psychic. So the best approach is to do what most women like to do, let you down. Easy, men do it too. Be nice, try to be polite, try to spare the person's feelings, just do it in a way that doesn't leave them devastated. My own personal belief is you should devastate them. Just like you say, you should devastate them. Because if otherwise, what a lot of people do, if you say, well, I'm not looking for anything right now and just want to be friends, well, they don't really mean that. And so then you come calling them, trying to quote, be friends. Well, let's hang out. And they're like, no, because they're like, why do you think I want to be your friend? That's why to me that doesn't even work. It just draws out the inevitable. Just tell the person, I'm not feeling it. And so I'm not going to continue going out with you. And then you hang up the phone. So I don't understand what the big deal is, but the bottom line is you got the message. So why are you complaining? You just want to deliver it in a certain way that suits your fancy. That's not how this works. People give you the message in a way that works for them. Okay. Now for me, it's like you're ugly, you stupid, and you stink, and I don't want to be bothered with you. That's my way. Most women, though, have tried to be polite and spare the man's feelings, usually out of fear of his response. So there you go. And I don't care. I'll tap you with something. And do like Mob says and put a hole in your cheek. I just don't care about your feelings. So question number 2, this is a young man in the 18 to 21 age group. He's Caucasian. Well, these white people write me. This is interesting. From Phoenix, Arizona. They must be coming from Twitch. Summary of issue. My white sister, she's 23, said some things that offended my black girlfriend. I met my girlfriend, she's 20, about 6 months ago. I'm 23. No, I'm sorry, his sister's 22, he's 21. 23, the sister's 23, he's 21. Jesus. We started as friends and started dating a month ago. I decided to introduce her to my sister at our place. Things went great at first, and they seemed to really like each other a lot. But eventually, my sister decided to tell her, quote, I wish I looked like you so bad. Black women are so beautiful. My girlfriend said, white girls are so privileged. You really want to try living in my skin? My sister said, I just find the color super beautiful. I also wish I had your lips, your curves, your nose. I hate my long nose. My girlfriend angrily replied, I hate anti-blackness. I deal with this every day. You want to sit there in your white life and flatter me and say you wish you looked like me? But do you know what? Do you even know about being black? My sister answered, nothing. I just think you look better. Just take a compliment, please. Then my girlfriend said, how about I take my black ass out of here? Are you coming, babe? So I got up and left with her. My girlfriend told me what my sister said just rubbed her the wrong way. And she didn't know my sister's intentions, but she didn't really appreciate it. When I saw my sister the next day, she was apologetic but confused about my girlfriend's reaction. I want them to get to be able I want to get them to be able to be around each other again without any awkwardness. Should I try and talk about it again with either of them? Should I just forget about it and hope things are okay between them? You need to educate your sister. Now, for all the other young Caucasian or whatever race the young ladies listening to this show, let me give you a wise up moment here. That's why she said you go over there living your white life, because what happens, just like these men who want to pick and choose what they think womanhood is, and so they want to walk around and call themselves a girl and talk about this prancing around and all the stuff that's their idea of womanhood. They have no clue what it's really like to be a woman in a patriarchal society, especially a black woman, because you're going to get the patriarchal nonsense, the misogyny, and the racism. So it's a trifecta of nonsense from men. So you, as a white girl, you don't come and thinking that you flattering somebody talking about, I wish I looked like you. No, you don't, bitch. Let me tell you why. Because soon as you walk outside, as soon as you try to get a job, as soon as you try to rent an apartment, as soon as you just going down the street and people don't like what you look like, or men think they're going to take liberties with you because you black and they can say whatever they want to you, then you understand what it's like to be a black woman. Don't ever say that to anybody. You could think it, you could write it in your diary, you could do whatever, you could talk about it with your little white friends, but don't you ever get in a black woman's face and tell her that you think that she looks better and you want to look like her. No, bitch, you don't. You really don't. You better stay over there with your little white self and enjoy your white privilege, because that's going to save you. You couldn't possibly handle being a black woman. You couldn't handle it. You looking at the pretty part, just like I said, just like these men do, wearing wigs and lashes and dresses and flouncing around and thinking that makes them a woman. You don't really want to be black. Not really. You got to live in our shoes for a week and see what this shit feels like. It's not a fucking picnic. So y'all need that reality check, okay? I'm sorry it's coming off a little harsh, but this, just like this girl, needs to understand you can't just say everything you want to say to Black people. You just can't do it. Watch what you say and watch what you do. Now, obviously, she's not in California, she's from Phoenix. And so it's just a little different, I think. I've never had a white girl come out of pocket at me like that, but I think people in California just know better, at least in the Bay Area, because there's so many different, races and ethnicities and cultures here that everybody celebrates everybody's out celebrating Cinco de Mayo. Don't matter if you don't have to be Latino. Everybody celebrates, just whatever. Whatever cultural thing is happening, we all support each other. So that's how it is in the Bay Area. So this would never happen here, but because people just are more astute. But for those of you who aren't aware, she made a major mess up, dude. So what you have to do is let your sister hear what I just said, and then your sister needs to go to your girlfriend and apologize profusely, and say, I'm sorry that came out really poorly, and I didn't mean to offend you at all. I just really think you're just a gorgeous lady. Now, if she had said it like that, I really think you're a gorgeous girl. My brother's, and you seem really nice, and my brother seems really happy with you. Then this wouldn't have happened. She could have communicated the same thing, that she liked what she looked like, but without going into, my nose and your lips and your figure, and that's just too much. She did too much, right, y'all? Yeah, isn't that just like cringy, super cringy? And the sister don't even understand what she did wrong. She lucky the sister, the girlfriend just left and didn't bop her. Because it just was way over the top. Way over the top. So y'all get a clue. Don't you be walking up to no Black women saying no shit like that. You think you flatter somebody. It's just like when white people come up to you, like, because you're articulate and you look nice and you dress well and everything. Oh, you're not like a typical Black person. Bitch, what? I've had this said to me several different times. So I'm like, what is a typical Black person? Well, and they start doing all this, shenanigans type of stuff. And it's like, you really think that's how Black women are? Black women have many more degrees than you do. Okay. We know how to act. We know how to speak. We know how to write. We know how we travel the world. We do everything that you do. Some of it better. So I'm telling you, that's most of the white girls, they couldn't handle the challenges that Black women have to deal with on a daily basis. They would crumble and fold and be on Prozac over in the corner somewhere. So y'all need to watch your mouth. Okay. Don't be saying stuff like that to people. I'm telling you, and I can sense that the girl she didn't mean it to be mean. And I don't think most of them would. However, this is a cultural awareness moment. You don't do shit like that. Just like you don't go up to no Asian person and start talking in that sing-song voice like it's some funny cartoon shit. You don't do that either. You don't go and talk to somebody who's from Latin America and start, doing a fake accent, or ask them about sombreros and shit like that. Doing fake Spanish. You don't do that either. So, it's beyond patronizing. It's just some bullshit. That's what it is. But, this is an education moment, because for the first time, probably in a lot of young white girls' life, somebody's telling them this. They don't know. So now you can't say you didn't know. So don't you flatter somebody who's Black just like you would anybody else, and don't you mention anything about their nose and their color and all that stuff. You just tell her you're just a beautiful young lady. Okay, that's it. That's all you got to say. You think all that other shit, you could write it in your diary, like I said. You can talk about it with your little white girlfriends, but don't you dare say that shit to a Black woman. Question number 3. This is a male in the 28 to 34 age group. He's white from Winnipeg, Canada. So everybody is white. Tonight, this is interesting. Female, 28 to 34, and she's Asian. Okay, so he's white and she's Asian. This is interesting. Summary of issue. My girlfriend found out about my savings account and got mad because I don't want to spend it. I'm 34 and I have been in a relationship with my girlfriend. She's 30 for about 8 months. Things have been great. We are both into a lot of the same things. We always have a really good time when we're together. There's some disparity when it comes to money. She works as a teacher, earning about 30 thousand US dollars a year. I work IT and my salary is about 200,000 US dollars per year. This has never been an issue. Whenever we go out, I usually pay for everything. But there are times when she would ask me to leave my wallet at home because she wanted to treat me to a nice night out, which I always appreciate. 4 days ago, she asked to use my computer to check a website from her work that wasn't showing correctly on her phone. I forgot I had my bank statement open, and she saw my balance, which is about $24 million in US dollars. Dude, you balling. Which comes from smart investments, several inheritances, and lots of luck. Well, she was really surprised and asked, "Why did you never tell me that you were rich?" I told her it's not a big deal. I have some savings because I want to retire when I turn 40. Oh, so that's just what, 6 years on. The next day, she told me that she found the perfect house for us with a big pool like she always dreamed, and we should go see it. Wait, you only been dating her 8 months. I told her I have no intention of buying another house, maybe in the future if there's a family and more space is needed. But right now, I'm fine in my current one. It's got 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, a big backyard for my dogs. Then she goes on about this car she wants, and it would be perfect for her. I told her I won't buy her a new car, and she was silent for the rest of the afternoon. At night, we were watching a documentary about that fire festival. Oh, that was such a scam. And she started talking about how we should make a trip to the Bahamas for a month or two. I asked her what she would do about her work, and she told me that she would quit. It was not a big deal because we were rich. We. I could not take it anymore. And I told her more or less that we weren't rich. I have some money that I have no intention of spending stupidly on the first things that cross my path while she barely makes ends meet. And if she didn't like her job, she could quit and I would support her while she looked for a better one. But she should not quit her job just because she wants to go on a vacation. She accused me of being selfish and cheap, that I need to understand that we were a couple and what's mine is hers and vice versa. Wow. I asked them what she brought to the table. No, you didn't. Up in Canada, you asking them stupid questions. I have money, my own house, $2, and she doesn't even want to work anymore. She called me an a-hole and then left. I haven't heard from her for 2 days. Now I don't know what to do. I do like her a lot and we have a great relationship, but this thing with the money is making me see things differently. I'm firm in my decision not to spend the money. It's not that I want to save every penny. I live quite comfortably, make more than enough to support myself and my dogs, no problem. I just don't like to spend money on things I don't need, like a new car or a new house. Any advice would be greatly appreciated. Well, she's been gone for 2 days. Let her be gone for 2 months, then 2 years. Because her attitude is fucked up. She's like looking at you having all these millions and she's trying to figure out how she can get some into her pocket and take advantage of it. The main thing was she started talking all that stuff about we, like she French. You should have said, no, bitch, we don't have shit. You a teacher and I've got millions. So, and we ain't married. So, and we ain't going to get married. So there's no point in you talking about we. I'm not buying you a car. I'm not buying you a house. I'm not buying you a pair of earrings. I'm not buying you shit because my money's staying in the bank where I have it. Now, see, you should have said something like that so she would be real clear. She would have kept coming back, with alternative things that you could buy her. You didn't shut it down from the get-go. Yeah, she on one. She's serious. Girlfriend saw dollar signs. It's like in her eyes, you know how they do in the cartoon where the eyes have dollar signs on them? That was her. She's looking at that bank statement and them dollar signs popped up in her eyes and she was all happy. The thing that's concerning me, though, is now that she knows how much you're worth, I hope your house is secure and you got, stuff on lock, because the fact that you were so careless and left that open, she has your account number. She knows where you live. If you was careless, she might have your social security number or something because you don't sound like you've been really thinking too hard here. And so keep your credit on lock. Watch your accounts carefully and just be careful with your bank account. You might even want to change your money move your money to a different bank or a different account altogether, or whatever you're going to do. I mean, kind of parcel it out, move it around different places. Because now she's seen all that information and you don't know who she knows. See, that's what, too many crooks. They would drain your account. or, stage a home invasion or something like that to get what they think you got in the house. So you in a very precarious position, and it's very unfortunate that you was that stupid and let her see that. You need to do better. But make sure you got a good alarm, I'm telling you, in your house, and lock all your stuff up like your credit down. Because she don't sound like the kind that's too trustworthy. She's too greedy about it. And haven't even with you for a year yet. Question number 4. This is a female in the 20 to 34 age group from Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. Summary of issue. Is it too much to expect my boyfriend to help me more with my anxiety issues? Absolutely. Before I even read your long, drawn out, whiny ass story, it's not no boyfriend's job to help you with your anxiety. That's your shrink's job and a bottle of pills. Okay? Boyfriends are there for fun, especially in this age group. They ain't not trying to play doctor shrink tea for you. Get your shit together. And if you that crazy, you don't need a boyfriend. Actually, that's all. I'll go ahead and read the letter, but I feel like I already answered it. I'm 28 and have an anxiety disorder that has gotten really bad this past year. I feel bad for my boyfriend because he doesn't know how to deal with it. And sometimes the anxiety will cause me to be snappy and moody with him. I realize that I wish he would just check in with me sometimes about how my anxiety is, ask me more questions about it, or even help me seek outside help. Get no grown ass into gear and do it your damn self. What kind of babysitting ass shit is this? She's pissing me off. I don't know anyone else in my life who has bad anxiety, so it's been isolating. And I've been looking for a therapist for a long time, but just haven't clicked with any or had our availability match. I brought it up to him recently, but I don't think he really understood what I was asking and doesn't seem to want to help more than he already is. Is it too much for me to expect him to offer more support? Is that something I should only have a therapist do? At this point, I feel toxic to my boyfriend and like I should break up with him since my anxiety is taking over too much of my personality and is probably harming him too. He's stupid because I would have left your ass. First, so you started to dump your anxiety solution. I'm supposed to be the solution to your fucked up mindset. You anxiety, you're feeling anxious because you stupid. You sit there worrying about shit that's not even happening, projecting fear and nervousness and rejection and all the stuff that you silly young people sit around thinking about that makes you feel like you have anxiety about bullshit. There's nothing going on in your life for you to be anxious about. You created it all in your head. So you need a shrink. I don't know anybody else who has anxiety because everybody else that you know has more sense than you. Anxiety is something that people have when they have this imagined idea of perfection in their life, and then they tell themselves that they don't measure up. So all of this anxiety is your own doing, and you're doing it to yourself. You're sitting there feeling bad about yourself, measuring yourself against other people, condemning yourself, blaming yourself, and guilt tripping yourself, and that's what's making you have anxiety. So all you have to do is stop doing that. That's it. That's all you have to do. And then the anxiety issues would be solved. But you want your boyfriend to do it for you. Fuck that shit. He was not going to do that. You say he doesn't want to do help more than he already is. And that's enough. You're a grown ass woman in the 28 to 34 age group. Help your damn self. And you're up there trying to pick and choose a therapist. Just get one. Anyone will do. And so they can slap you back to reality. But you may not need a therapist after you listen to this shit here. You know what I mean? Just sitting there, just feeding themselves all kind of bullshit and stupid stuff. Because they were always writing this like, I have anxiety because of this and that and blah, blah, blah. No, you have anxiety because you're a dumb bitch. That's why you have anxiety. You sit around and you just think up shit to feel bad about. And then you go and think other people are supposed to help you solve that problem while you whine around and shit. Fuck out of here with this. Oh, she's getting on my nerves. Question number 5. This is a male in a 22 to... I warned people at the beginning of this show. I'm going to give you an answer, but it's probably not going to be the one that you wanted. But it's going to be real because that's what I do. And nobody want to be bothered with somebody talking about they have anxiety all the damn time. Shit, take a Prozac and sit your ass down somewhere. We don't know if she even has coffee. You know what I mean? She didn't talk about that part. But 99% of the time, it's not a substance that's making them anxious. It's their mind. What they're putting in their head is what's making them feel anxious. Okay, so this is number 5. This is a young man, 22 to 27 from Portland. Some issue. My girlfriend called me annoying, and I'm not sure how I feel about it. I'm 25, and I'm not sure how to feel about what my girlfriend, she's 24, said to me last week. We were on the train going home, and I was touching slash playing with the top button on her coat. I tend to fidget. Then she said that I'm really annoying and continued by saying that she's probably not the only one that thinks I'm annoying and that, quote, my ex probably found me annoying too. And that's probably the reason why she decided to break things off with me. When she knows that wasn't the case with me and my ex, I feel a bit hurt by what she said. And now I'm left wondering if I'm overreacting or I'm being too sensitive. Oh, that's it? Well, instead of wondering if you're overreacting or being too sensitive, think about what you do and how that might annoy someone. And then don't do it. Right? This is a simple fix. Why would you sit there fiddling with the button on her? So somebody's all like this, fiddling with your buttons and shit, touching you. That would annoy the fuck out of anybody. You want to fiddle with some shit, fiddle with your stuff on your own body. Oh my God. this dude. Who do you think wants you fumbling with their buttons and stuff on a train ride? Ooh, maybe you should get you a passy, because that sounds like what you need to calm your ass down. You want to be rubbing on people's buttons and shit. Oh my God. I don't even know what to say. Let's move on from this annoying young lad. Question number 6, female, 35 to 41. She's Pisces, African American. She's Black, from Paris, France. The male in question is 42 to 49, Capricorn, and he's white. I love it when they fill out all the boxes because all that other stuff is optional. So you don't have to put the sign, they don't have to put their race. They just have to put a location and their age and the gender. That's it. Summary of issue. He sent me an inappropriate GIF after our first date. Oh, did he now? I don't even know what to say to that. Wait, I know what I came prepared. Yeah, he fidgets. Question number 6. Okay, oh yes. He sent me an inappropriate GIF. I met this guy on a dating site. Well, there you go. He wanted to see me quickly and asked me when I was available. Out to this restaurant 3 days later. That was nice, but not special. At this point, I'm a serial dater and I find most men boring. But when we talked on the phone, he seemed to be a very funny guy with good manner, and that's why I accepted his invitation. We use the dating app to talk to each other. It offers a voice call service. I gave him my number after the date. The day after, he sent me a message and asked me if I was doing well, said that he had a good time with me, and this jerk, as she spelled jerk, J-U-R-K, thought that it was a good idea to send me a GIF of a popcorn scene. Wow. That was a test. That's what I call the whole test. I did not respond. For me, it was over. We were supposed to go see a play the day after. So later that day, he asked me if it was still okay for me. But I told him what I felt about his behavior, that he was disgusting, and I don't want to see him anymore. At first, he tried to make me feel awkward for not liking it, told me that Nook was a part of life, blah, blah, blah. When he saw that his tactics did not work, he finally said that he was sorry, but that I have to show the same respect that I expect of him. I was 20 minutes late for our first date. Fuck that shit. Then he could be 20 minutes late well, never mind. Let me just finish reading what you wrote. I want to hear the part where you cussed him out because I know that's what he needs. Deb, I follow your channel for a long time now, so I did what you teach us. I cussed him out. I'm positively psychic. He was so shocked, surprised, and sad at the same time. No, he wasn't. He was shocked that you cussed him out, and he was sad that he got busted. Then I blocked him. That was 2 weeks ago. Today, he sent me a message. He said that it was his new phone number, that he was so sorry, and that he wanted to help me in my research for a new car. So I have a real problem when it comes to forgiving people, and I don't want to talk to him anymore. And who does that? Someone you barely know, you think the best thing to do is disrespect her like that? I think he's a pervert and that it would cause problems in the future. But a part of me thinks that he has learned his lesson and that he knows I'm not playing. What do you think? I know that most men are obsessed with Nook, but they don't expose themselves like that. If I talk to him again, I will treat him like trash. And that's not how I want to live. Thank you for your answer. No, just leave him. Just block the new number and go on with your life. Remember, I always say men will show you who they are. The problem with women is most women don't listen. Or they see some like nasty behavior and they try to brush it. Oh, he was just kidding. This and that. they'd be more focused on trying to figure out how to get a relationship going with the dude than the quality of the dude that they would be in a relationship with. This guy came out the box showing himself to be garbage. Okay, he's garbage. No man who respects a woman would do anything like that. He wouldn't do that. You hadn't even talked about any stuff like that that would make him feel like that was a foundation upon which to build. Because, some women do. They don't want to talk about, lingerie and positions and whatnot. I mean, they just be doing a little bit. I think that's tawdry behavior on the part of the young ladies. And it sends a really wrong message. But they still do it. But none of that had happened. So he just came out the box with this stuff. And not, some of them will just send a picture, but he's sending like a whole, a video clip. So I would suggest that you block that new number and that you go on with your life and don't consider any man who would mistreat you like that. He's lost his privilege to be with you. He lost it. He burned it up. Okay. So he's not going to be in your life. He's not going to help you look for a car. He's not even going to talk to you anymore because you're going to block all his new number. What a jerk. Question number 7. This is a young lady in the 22 to 27 age group. She's African American from Plano, Texas. Summary of issue. What should I do when my family gives me an ultimatum about my boyfriend? My mom has controlled me and my siblings' lives for as long as I can remember. My siblings are all adults who are married for 10 plus years now, but my mom still gets upset and demands to be a part of every decision they make in their marriage. For example, she shit-talked my sister for not letting her know when and where her and her husband were going on vacation. Then ignored my sister for weeks because she should have asked her how she felt about going to Niagara Falls. She even made my other siblings shun her for a week so she'll, quote, learn her lesson. I'm 28 and have been with my boyfriend now for 7 years, and I'm ready to start my life with him. But my mom has made it clear she doesn't look like the man she wants me to marry. She's a pastor and he's a tattooed, dread-headed black man. Her image for her church is the most important thing to her. I'm scared now of how she's going to react when I tell her I'm moving out with him. She already told me if you're ever stupid enough to get pregnant by him or marry him, it'll take a whole army to pull me off of you. I know she'll also turn all my siblings against me. I don't want her to have this control anymore, but I'm so heartbroken that I'll lose my family because I'm choosing someone I love. Dad, what would you do? Should I talk to her about it? Or just disappear in the night while she's asleep? Nope. I'll tell you. The answer was coming to me as I was reading. I would send everybody in my family an email, all of them, the same one. And say, I'm going to be moving, or I have moved. Wait until you do it. Do it while your mother's at work or at church or something. And move your stuff out and say, I have moved out with my boyfriend to start my life as an adult. Mother said, and then you quote what she said. But I'm hopeful that all of you are adults and mature enough to make your own decision about the relationship that you wish to have with your younger sister. I'll leave that to you, though. And if this is the end for us as a family, then so be it. But I really hope that you all can extricate yourself from the chokehold that mother has on you in your lives, and we can set up a separate relationship independent of her influence. Something like that. And then you just let the chips fall where they may. Because the thing about family is this. You don't get to choose family. I mean, and blood sometimes not really what you think it is. It only works like that if both parties, all parties concerned have the same attitude about it. If one feels attached and the others are like, whatever, then you don't really have relatives anyway. It's a fantasy. And sometimes especially when you're single, the people that you get together around you, your friends, form more of a close tie to you and are more supportive of you than your own family would ever be, your blood family would ever be. So that's a family that you create. And that's what family is. Family's there for each other. So really, I mean, think about this. If they abandon you because their mother said so, then they aren't really family. They didn't have the family mindset in the first place. So you think about that. And I think once you come to grips with that, if they don't reach out to you, you won't miss them as much as you think you do. Because I'm of the mind that, the amount of love in our life pretty much stays constant. It just comes from different sources. That's my own personal theory. I've noticed that, you break up a relationship, but then you make a new friend. Or you and a friend break up and then you get a new relationship. Or you get two new friends. But, something happens where the people cycle in and out of your life, but the amount of love that you get from people, the support, encouragement, the laughs, the time you spend, all that pretty much stays the same. It's just coming with a different face on it. That's what I believe. So if I were you, I wouldn't really be too worried about this. Question number 8. This is a young man in the 35 to 42 age group. He's from Kansas City, Missouri. The young lady in question is 28 to 34 age group. So he's 35 to 42. She's 28 to 34. Okay. Summary of issue. My girlfriend wants to move into my house and get added to the deed. Ooh, she does. What is this with these gold digging women tonight? Seeking advice is I don't know where to turn. My girlfriend and I have been dating since early 2021. In 2020, I bought and renovated a house to call my own, and I love every second of it. My girlfriend and I have had such a lovely relationship, and she's honestly a real one in so many ways. She gives me ideas on how to improve the house, and she gets me in contact with people to make changes, like adding closet racks. I can say she really does seem to love me, which feels weird to me for other reasons I am working on with my therapist. Recently, she offered to move in, and in moving in, she wanted to be placed on the deed. I told her I would think about it, but I didn't really expect her to pay half the mortgage, maybe just help on groceries. She does want to get married, and I'm planning on it. I just felt taken aback, and she said she didn't want to risk moving in, and then we break up, and she's homeless. Not sure if adding to the deed is a good idea, but I feel apprehensive about it. Also, she's a bit of a hoarder, so I'm working on sorting that out. But I can see it impacting us if we don't find constructive ways to mitigate it. I feel like I'm overthinking. What are your thoughts? No, you ain't thinking enough. You ain't thinking enough because she's talking about if we break up, then I'm going to be homeless. No, what the bitch is going to be is walking away with half your house. So if you do this, you're an idiot. And it's the same advice I tell women. You're not married. Okay, and even if you do get married, this is property that you own before you met her. Don't you ever put anybody's name on your house. Not your parents, not your dogs, nobody's. That's your house. Okay, and it's going to stay your house. Do you hear me? That is something that you can use to launch yourself. You can get a second on it. You can pull out cash equity or whatever. You can do stuff with that you can use for other purposes to as a launch pad to build yourself up as you go through life. It's always a good idea to have your own property. One thing you're not going to do is put some cow's name on your deed, not the mortgage, the deed. So if something happens to you, that's her house. If y'all break up, she gets half. So you stupid to even think of this. All you had to do is when she asked you to say, what kind of drugs you been smoking? You ain't going to get your name on my house. That's not going to happen, chick. That's all you had to tell her. And shut that down like right away. I don't understand why people are so hesitant to tell people no. Say you dreaming. So that whatever fantasy you have that's going to happen, think again. You want a house, go buy your own just like I did. Then you can move in here and you insure out or something. But you're not going to put your name on my house. That's not going to happen. And then you don't ever let them buy anything for your house either. Even if you do live together and you don't put their name on it, you let them invest in stuff that is expendable. Groceries, light bill, gas bill, a cord or two of wood, the water bill, the cable bill, the cell phones bill. Well, no, you might not want that because if you have access to the account, you'd be spying on you. But you know what I mean. You want her to put her money into stuff that either she gonna eat, drink, wear, or use, and that or if she buys it, she can take it with her. Nothing's gonna be affixed to your walls, like no flooring, no ceiling works, no lights that are installed with the wiring and stuff. A lamp or two, maybe she could take that with her. Rug, she can take that with her. You see where I'm going with this? You don't want her to have anything that she can feel like she invested in your house, and so now you owe her. Be smart. Be smart. And if you let her move in, make sure you sign a rental agreement with her so it's real clear that her ass is a tenant. You don't have to put the amount for rent. You just say, a rent in kind in the form of, and then fill in groceries, this and that, blah, 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 which are averaging about blah, 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 blah per month. And just spell it out. And that's going to be your agreement. So if you have to kick the bitch out, there you go. My God, this is just sad. This is unbelievable. Dude, you don't be stupid. Question number 9. This is a female in the 28 to 34 age group. She's European from the UK. The male is in the 35 to 42 age group. Summary of issue: amazing lover, loving partner, but he lied to me big time. I am almost divorced, been officially separated for 3 years. I have a 6-year-old child. My ex husband was mentally and emotionally abusive, and even if we were living a comfortable life financially, my life and my mental health was hell. I got out and I got better. A little more than a year and a half ago, I met my boyfriend. It was a beautiful love story up until last week. He is 36, which is 4 years older than me. Never been married, no kids, lives alone in an apartment. He's well educated, has a decent job, no real big responsibilities. He has a heart of gold. He's incredibly supportive, loving towards me and my child, trustworthy, loves his family, and he's a guy I go to for advice. Everyone does. I love him, but he's been nothing but amazing to me. We barely fight and communication is excellent. My child is also very attached to him. Okay, so I'm holding my breath because I know that the butt's coming. We started talking about moving in together. I currently live in a small apartment. After the separation, we had to sell the house. I always told him I wanted to go back to home ownership, but the city we live in is outrageously expensive, and I need a partner to be able to afford a family home. He always, and she put that in caps, said that buying a house was in his plan too, that he will have the life we want and we deserved, that he wanted to move with me, he wanted to marry me. He just needed a bit of time to think it through. We talked so many times about houses we liked. We planned our imaginary wedding, even fell in love with a venue, talked about vacations, everything in between. You get the picture. I was finally feeling fortunate. Well, last week he came to me with this information, colon, I have no money. I have zero savings. I live paycheck to paycheck. I cannot give you what you want, a house, a ring, a wedding, and I possibly need to declare bankruptcy because I have at least 6 figures of credit card debt. My credit score is so bad. I am ready for you to kick me out of your life because I lied to you all this time as I was in denial. I am shocked and I'm still processing. My first reaction was to try to help, to try to understand better. And now I told him I want to help him get out of this hole. Not helping by giving him money, but by moving in with me so we can pay one rent and we can share expenses. So he can start paying off creditors and start saving a bit. I know this is the right thing to do, but I feel so betrayed and shocked and bitter and honestly so scared for my financial future and for the well being of my child. What if he does that again? He said he hasn't accumulated any new debts in the last 2 years and used a quote protected credit card responsibly, but the previous year's debts are still there. I can't buy anything with him because his credit score is so bad, it will take 5 or 6 years to recover. What would you do, Deb? It might be best for him to file bankruptcy. Then he can start wipe the slate clean and start from scratch. If I don't know how they do it in the UK, but here, so many people was filing bankruptcy. Now they want to like you. It's not as easy it used to be to file bankruptcy. So you know, personally, I would be thinking about my kid, and I would just give him the ixnay. Just get out. First of all, you lied and misrepresented and had me believe in stuff, knowing it wasn't true. And then you want to try to play me and move in with me and save money and stuff. That's the game. And you fell right for it. You're not supposed to offer to do shit for him. That's a grown ass man who got himself in this trouble. My thing is, should be asking, well, what did you buy? Why can't you go sell it and pay down some of that debt? You see what I mean? What you buy that you in such debt? Clothes, credit card debt. I mean, what did he buy? I would have asked him that and say, well, let's go through your house and see what you could sell and make some money back. Let's put it on that debt. See what he says. Because if he's like he bought stuff for somebody else or he's lying, then I don't know. But my whole thing is with him acting like this, playing this game like this, and you've been dating him all this time, I would be done. I would not want my child to be around somebody who was that shady and that much of a manipulative misrepresenter. I'm not going to say he lied because you probably never asked him what his debt was and stuff. He just didn't tell you. But that's an important thing to omit from life when you're talking about marrying somebody. So to me, he would just make he would be undesirable. He would be undesirable, and I would just nix him. I know you have all these wonderful things to say about him, but see, Debbie, I don't play about my money. And if my money, me being with you, would affect my money, because you're gonna be talking about, well, I can't pay nothing because you know I'm in all this debt, and you said you was gonna help me, and he running up the light bill, running up the water bill, you paying double in groceries and all this old stuff here, and he's not contributing because he has all this debt. Well, you're gonna have a new problem. You're gonna be stuck in that small apartment for the rest of your life. No. Nope, nope, nope. He's not financially, no. Just no. Question 10, female 18 to 21, she's African American from Hayward, California. Summary of issue. What should I do when my mom's cat makes half of the house an allergy problem for me? I just turned 17, so hope it's okay to write to you. Oh God. Well, I guess it don't sound like it's gonna be anything about ain't no nook, so I can answer this. Like you, I'm allergic to fur of all kinds. I have breathing problems from extreme anxiety, have sensitive eczema, ridden skin, and nasal allergies. Okay, you got a lot of allergies. Knowing all that, my mom brought home a cat using me and my sister as excuses, claiming that it can soothe our mental illnesses and encourage us to go to the living room more. I turn out to grow more and more allergic to the cat, and mom takes it personally when I tell her the cat's fur makes me sick. She doesn't believe me and got angry initially. Then it got so bad I couldn't stay in the living room, the cat's living space, without not being able to breathe and feel like there are needles on exposed skin. Soothes quicker when I go catless to the catless area is my room. My mom bought an air purifier and I get to put it in my room, but I can't go to the living room nor the dining room because I'd feel too sick and struggle to breathe. You may have asthma. She refuses to remove the cat from the home and just tells him to stay in my room. I already have debilitating mental issues, which make me immobile, so I can't leave the home. My room and the bathroom is basically my only living area. What should I do to ease or solve the situation? I want my living space at home back. I'm willing to try to improve myself if that's the issue. If so, please tell me how. Oh, you sweet little baby. Let me explain what you're gonna do. You in Hayward, California? Oh yeah, so you in Alameda County. Call Child Protective Services. I don't know the number right heart, otherwise I would tell it to you. But Child Protective Services here in Alameda County, I know a lot of people that work there, and you're going to tell them what's going on. Say, I feel like I'm dying here. My mother bought this cat and she did this on purpose. She knew I was allergic. See, what she's doing is child endangerment. This is a criminal act, what your mother is doing. People die from asthma. I had a cousin who died right in the couch in the living room and a house full of people for Thanksgiving. One minute he was there, the next minute they went to check on him. I don't know, about 20 minutes later, dude was dead. Okay. Asthma is no joke. The fact that you are getting your allergies are increasing here is very scary and is very high risk. Your mother sounds like she's trying to kill you. So what I would do is I would report her and say, she's creating a medical emergency for me, and she doesn't give a shit. And she brought this cat to the house knowing that I'm allergic to it. I've told her over and over again, I can't breathe, and she refuses to do anything. I need you to come over here and make her get rid of this cat. Make her do it and make her treat us, me and my sister, with the respect that we deserve. We should be able to be in a home where we can breathe without feeling like we're going to breathe our last breath. Be dramatic. And they'll rush the social worker over there. Maybe even bring the police too. They'll bring a nurse or they'll take you somewhere where you can get examined. And then they'll diagnose you with asthma, which I'm really suspicious that that's what you have. And then you'll give you medication for it. And your mother will have to be put on parenting classes and may even be charged with child endangerment and child abuse, because that's what that is. So, you think about it, but you keep this in mind. Like I said, what's going on with your lungs, you can die from that shit. I know you're scared because you're thinking that, your mother, you scared what happened to your mother. Don't be afraid of what happened to your mother. Worry about what your mother trying to do to you, which, like I said, from my perspective, is like she's trying to kill you. I would be highly suspicious. Highly suspicious. Yep. You're right, heroes. But this animal has, power because the mother's giving it to her, to the little beast. Wow, that's terrible. And you just turned 17. So you see, you're still a minor. So you're still under Child Protective Service. So call them tonight or tomorrow. Question number 11. This is a young lady in the 20 to 34 age group. She's Caucasian from Providence, Rhode Island. The male in question is in the same age group. He's white also. Okay, summary of issue. Am I being dramatic for breaking it off with the guy that I've been dating over this? I wanted advice on a situation that's been bothering me. So I've been dating this guy for about 3 months. I find dating challenging, so I was happy to have met him since up until recently, I thought we were super compatible and want similar things out of life. We get along really well and things have been going really well. Great. But the other night we were at his apartment goofing off on his couch, basically just teasing each other over silly stuff. I was genuinely having a good time. He was tickling me and whatnot. And it was very innocent and playful at first. We were going back and forth, joking around with each other. I said his earrings make him look like a teenager. He said my fur coat is ridiculous, etc. We were going back and forth, and it was funny and innocent until he made a certain comment. He said that my lady bits looked like roast beef. Who says that? Who says that? I felt self-conscious in the moment about killing the fun night that we were having. We hadn't been dating for long, but I basically said, ouch. And he goes, oh, come on. You know, I'm just kidding. We're having fun and I'm pushing your buttons, etc. I felt really awkward and uncomfortable, and we ended up just watching a movie in silence until I left. I cried in the car the entire time home. I was so humiliated how he would point out something I have no control over. It's difficult accepting how your body changes sometimes for the negative as you get older. And as women, I think we all want a partner who finds us beautiful. I felt disgusting and ugly after he made that comment, and I'm not sure I can ever be comfortable being intimate with him again. I am so repulsed by him at this point that I've been debating cutting things off. It's only been a few days. I haven't talked to him about it, but I was considering telling him that comment was rude and I can't be with someone who talks about my body like this. Is this dramatic considering that we have been getting along so well and had no other issues over the past few months? I felt something blooming up until that comment. Now I'm irritated with him. No, see, he went, okay, you guys are talking about goofy stuff like your earrings make you look like a kid. He can take earrings off. The fur coat thing makes you look ridiculous. You can take a coat off. You're going back and forth over silly, superficial stuff. Just, teasing, lightweight stuff. And then he going to go for the jugular to talk about your body, something that you cannot change and that you said have no control over. So he went for the jugular. He went for the kill with that comment. He meant to hurt you. He wanted to slam you. He wanted you to be upset. And that's why he said that instead of something else that was lightweight. Like, your shoes don't match it. I mean, something stupid like what you were talking about. You guys were just being goofy. But then he went serious with it in an effort to win and to shut you down. A man like that is a jerk. Get rid of him. So just like he showed you who he is. He's the kind that want to win at all costs. He can't even play because he wants to win. That's the kind of guy you can't women like to. Some women like to do this play wrestling with their boyfriends and stuff. No. He's the kind that'll pin you down and choke you and then have you in tears trying to get away from him because he wants to win. He does not know how to just keep shit light. Or he does and he doesn't want to. It's one of those two. But either way, this is not going to be a healthy situation for you. You left there feeling dismayed, being down on yourself, thinking that you're ugly and defective and something's wrong with you and all sorts of stuff. That kind of man, now that he knows he can get your goat like that, is going to do that repeatedly. He's going to destroy your self-esteem. Get away from him now. He's already shown you that that's the kind of dude that he is. And you said you haven't been dating long, and he pulls out like that. He pulls out the big guns like that. It's not even control. It's about to dominate. He wants to dominate her. It's a power play. He just shut you down completely and destroyed you. And he's just like, oh, come on, I'm just playing. No, motherfucker, you are not. So you know what? I'm deuced out. Fuck you and your bad attitude and everything else about you. I'm out. Okay, now that's what you need to do. I'm glad you wrote because, and you were very articulate without being too long and expressed how it made you feel. That's the important part. When you're in a relationship, how your partner makes you feel, whether you fight it or not, is still his intent was to hurt you. His intent was not to make you laugh. That was a direct insult. That wasn't any joke. So a man like that, you get rid of him. You put him on the outside of your life, and then you might want to get a session or two with a psychologist because you need to get back on track. Look at my video. What's the name of that video? Oh shit, I can't remember the name of it. But basically, what it basically talks about is how you don't let a man, I think it's called control your emotions. That's what it's called. Controlling your emotions. That's what it's called. So it basically teaches you that when men try to do stuff like this, you have to be strong mentally so that you don't let it affect you. You feel the same about anything he says. And this takes practice. This is nothing you're going to get overnight. This takes concerted effort over a period of months or years to really get good at this. But basically, even if he says you're the most beautiful girl in the world, you say, okay. And if he says you're just an ugly, weaselly bitch with pimples, you say, okay. So nothing that he says affects you. Is that good for a relationship? Not necessarily. But what it does is it teaches men that they can't hurt you like with words and stuff like that. It's not gonna impact you. So if they want to try to be verbally abusive, emotionally abusive, or whatever, it's just not gonna impact you, and you have enough sense to just stay neutral and then deuce the fuck out. So watch that. It's called Controlling Your Emotions, and take a good lesson from that and put that into practice immediately. Yeah. She's young, and so she hasn't learned that lesson yet. But I don't know. It's just this is a new breed of dudes. When I was growing up, no dude would ever even think to say something like that with a girl that he was supposed to be like. I mean, whether he liked her or not, he wouldn't say anything like that. But these new breeds of dudes just don't care. They seem like they on a mission to destroy as many women's psyche and self-esteem as possible. That's what it seems like to me from the perspective I have, looking at all these letters and these ways these dudes are treating these girls. They have no positive regard for them whatsoever. It's always ill intent with everything that they say. The goal to dominate them, smash them, and break them. That's what they seem to be doing. So you young ladies listening, you better pay attention. Anytime a dude says some shit to you and you feel bad after, examine what he said and how you feel about it, and then get rid of him. If more women did that, then they wouldn't be in abusive relationships more than that 5 minutes that it took for them to hear that trash that he said. Let's move on. Question number 12. This is a young lady in the 18 to 21 age group. She's Caucasian from Seattle, Washington. Summary of issue. Can I ask my boyfriend's roommate's girlfriend, okay, to put a shirt on? Hey, Deb, I love your show, so I'm writing to ask your opinion. Everyone in this story is between 19 and 21 years old. Okay, so my boyfriend lives with a male roommate who has a girlfriend. This girl has a habit of walking around in her bra and shorts when it's hot. I think that's fine if it's around her boyfriend or other girls, but not around other guys if she's not dating. Would I be wrong to say something here? Just for context, she is in their apartment a lot more than me and usually hangs out in the living room. Well, have you talked about this with your boyfriend first? Talk about it with him and ask him what he thinks about it. Tell him what you want to do and see what he says. Because I'm thinking, make sure that what you plan to do is okay with your boyfriend. Because what you want to do, you guys have to be united on this. So what you have to do then, if he is in agreement, it's like, yeah, it makes me uncomfortable too, and blah, 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 blah. Then you wait until she's in there, and then you just ask her, why are you walking around looking like a hoe on the hoe stroll? Why do you feel like you need to be flashing your ass and your tatas at my boyfriend? What the fuck is you trying to do here? Go put on some goddamn clothes. There's no reason for you to walk around in your underwear like that in front of my man. So, bitch, go put on some fucking clothes. Now, you say it like that, she'd probably be shocked and appalled, and your boyfriend's roommate will probably feel, well, she doesn't have to dress like that. Well, she don't have to, but she's a hoe. Because what you don't understand is your girl's flashing her body all in front of my man. You okay with that shit? A woman with any sense wouldn't want to be doing all that in front of some other woman's man. So you dating a hoe. I hope you understand that. Don't be surprised when she starts trying to fuck somebody else, because that's what's coming next. So I would just fuck with his head just because I could. Now, like I said, you better check with your boyfriend first before you start going off at the mouth, because he might not be down with it. He might want you to just shut up and just deal with it. In which case, just stop going to his house. Because that wouldn't be me. That would not be me. What is this? I don't know. That's what I would do. Question number 13 of 25 questions. That's our usual 25 questions. Female in the 28 to 34 age group. She's Caucasian from Bradford, West Yorkshire in the UK. Summary of issue. Me and my partner have been trying to get my family's approval for marriage for 2 years, but they still don't approve of him. We are very aligned and suitable in lifestyle and personal compatibility. And you 28 to 34? He is my best friend, and we have big plans in terms of how we want to live our life and raise a family, build a legacy. I'm 27 and have been in relationships before that led to unfulfillment and disappointment. So I'm not naive, and I'm very aware of my own flaws, but also what I want for myself. I'm calculated and always think things through before I commit to something. My family do not, I got the hiccups now. My family do not approve of him due to his background and family, though they do claim it is not personal towards him. My mom says her gut feeling tells her that he is not for me. My dad has given me a long list of everything that could go wrong. I feel like everyone is against us, and I've been trying to win them over. I don't want to feel like I'm choosing between my happiness and my family, but I'm getting tired. I don't know what to do anymore. I don't want to give up, but it's starting to feel impossible. There's so much context and detail I'm leaving out in this letter, but I would love to hear what an outsider may think. Deb, when do you recommend that a woman give up? When do you know? You know that you're a grown-ass woman, almost 30 years old. You are fully entitled to make your own decision about your own life and your own partner. Your parents are not going to be married to him. You are. So you stop trying to get approval, stop being an approval seeker and like this weak and shit, and tell your parents, you know what? I don't give a fuck if you don't like it, because it's not for you. You all got each other. So this is going to be for me, and I'm out. So, when I get married and have my kids and stuff, if you want to be a grandparent, then I suggest you figure this shit out and get your mind right. And then I might let you back in my life. But for now, just leave me the fuck alone. You tell them that. And you go on and do what the hell you want to do, because that's what grown women do. Children run around and ask mommy and daddy for permission. So you trying to live an adult life but acting like a kid. Figure it out. Get your shit together, chick. You want to be with the man, then go be with the man and tell them fuck you and kiss your ass. But you're not doing that. You worried about what my dad, my mom. Please. I did listen to my parents when I was little. I always did what I wanted to do. But you haven't arrived there yet. You're still acting like a big baby. Question number 14. This is a male in the 42 to 49 age group from Brighton in the UK. Summary of issue. I am 43 years old and think I'm falling for someone, but my ex that I broke up with 6 months ago won't stop trying to contact me. Last year, I broke up with someone after 5 years of what I consider to be a very toxic relationship. I asked her to never contact me again, and I left. I had to block her everywhere. She wouldn't stop trying to contact me. She started making public posts about how I'm the worst. Somehow, she found my online account and stalked me until I deleted it. She sent me some Grubhub, too. Thanks, LOL. Now she sends emails to my Gmail at least twice a week. They started out talking about how I'm the worst. Now she's just journaling, I guess. I don't fucking know. It's insane to me. I've never replied to her, not once. I received an email from her as recently as this morning. Hell, she'll probably see this and figure it out and force me to make another account. I've never dealt with anything like it. I'm currently researching how to script her emails to auto-delete forever instead of sitting in the deleted box for 30 days. It's actually scary. She knows where I live, and if she finds out about my new person, what might she do? Because I met someone I've been talking to for about 7 or 8 weeks now. We just had our first kiss. She's a sweetheart. everything I've been looking for and more. I've let her know I'm still dealing with my ex. I know I'm doing the right thing. I'm just trying to move on. Sorry, Deb. I guess I'm just venting. I've never dealt with someone who just won't fucking go away. Do I hope she stops? And should I get a restraining order in case she's going to go over the deep end? I'm guessing replying with, for the love of God, shut the fuck up is exactly the reaction she wants. Any suggestions are welcome. Well, did you try telling her to shut the fuck up? That sounds like a plan to me. You could. I mean, I don't know how invested you are in that email account. You could create. I mean, if you have a Gmail, you could create filters that make it definitely that auto delete and mark it as spam. So it's auto deleted, and you'll never get another email from her because it will your Google will block her account from sending you any email. Of course, you can always create a new one. If she continues harassing you, you need to keep records in order to get a restraining order. Like, records of the text and stuff that she sent you, the posts that she made. So you need screenshots of that. You need a call log from your carrier of her calling you. You need evidence when you go in and get a restraining order. And then you can probably get one because you will have, a record. It won't just be from the last week or two. It'll be months of this stuff. And just then you want her to leave you alone. So you should be able to get one. And I would go for that too, on top of everything else, all the blocking and possibly changing my phone number, etc. Question number 15. I'm just like, why are these women so fucking desperate? All these stupid men. I mean, they all dumb. So, I mean, you just change one dumb man for another. It's not like it's a big deal. It's just gonna be dumb in a new way. So, I mean, but why try to be all like wrapped up in one, like he's the last man on earth or something? I don't get it. Yeah, just desperate. She don't need mental help. She needs her butt kicked. Sometimes, that strays people out better than lay on a shrink's couch. Just kick their ass a couple of times. They'd be like, oh, I see the light. I see the light. I understand now. Question number 15. This is a male in the 22 to 27 age group from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Summary of issue. How to tell my wife that she needs to slow down and actually think without making her feel stupid. My wife is 23 and I'm 27. I found that my wife will often make mistakes that can be easily avoided. If she could just think about a situation for a few seconds, she could avoid so many problems. But she doesn't think, she just acts. And sometimes this leads to problems. Usually it's not a big deal to resolve. It just really gets to me when it happens so often and it's so unnecessary. And these problems often end up affecting me. I have to step in and resolve the issue. Or if I have to spend money to fix it, or I should forget things or lose things. So I end up missing out on stuff I was looking forward to. We believe she has ADHD, which I think can explain some of this behavior. And certainly everybody does stuff like this. I just don't think the frequency of it occurs with her is normal. And it can be very frustrating for me. So why do you marry her then? Why can't you just marry somebody who's normal and responsible? Deb, anytime I try to approach the subject, she just beats herself up and believes herself to be stupid. That's because she is. The problem is that she doesn't change and it keeps happening. And that makes you stupid too because you stay there dealing with it. My problem is I need to be able to talk with her about this stuff without coming across as judgmental or accusatory. I hate her thinking poorly of herself. I want to be loving in this, but I also need her to work on this. Any help is appreciated. You cannot be loving when somebody keeps fucking up like this. You tried the loving approach. Has it worked? Has anything changed? Is it better? Did it stop? The answer to that is no. So you can't be loving anymore. Now you're going to have to get mad and start acting a fool. That seems to be the only thing that's left for you. So she tries to do something. God damn it. Why don't you ever fucking think before you do anything? You act like a goddamn toddler. You're always creating problems and shit. You're a grown-ass woman. Get your shit together. Stuff like that. Have you ever talked to her like that? So I'm tired of you creating all these fucking problems for me. Costing money, fucking up shit. And you sit up there making stupid-ass decisions like your ass is 4 years old. Get your shit together, lady. This is tiring, it's exhausting, and it's annoying as fuck. Have you ever said anything like that to her? That's all you need to talk to her. And she'll be shocked to the point. I bet you the bitch will stop doing that stupid shit too. You talking all gentle to somebody, they're not going to change. There's no incentive. There's no repercussions. This would be a big hell no for me. I'm sorry. I could not do. I even let my kid act like this. So I would not be married to nobody that had to run around with it and clean up after them like they were two. That wouldn't work for me. I need an adult, a responsible person who's good at adulting. She's not that person. So this is your life as you look into the future. Now, this is the other thing is you need to remind her too. What the fuck we supposed to do if we have kids and your dumb ass is constantly forgetting shit and losing shit? You might lose the goddamn kid. I'd be one of them dumb bitches that leave the kids in the car seat and the son is in the car in the heat. The kid get cooked in the back seat. You dumb cow, get your shit together. See, this wouldn't work for me. I could just foresee all kind of problems with somebody who acted like this. You must have some real codependency issues because you're just okay with this. No, see, I tell you, I don't do special needs. I have a little cousin who's special needs. My cousin Joy, her son, her youngest son. But he's learned stuff. I mean, he's special, but it's diagnosed. You know what I mean? It's obvious when you look at him that he has special needs. But we have a good time with him. He's a pleasant person to be around. And he does, he has some auditory problems, processing issues, but we all know that. And we work with him and he's not acting like he's an adult and responsible and stuff. We already know he's got the mind of like a 12-year-old, maybe 13, something like that. And we work with him because that's what we know that he is. She's supposed to be an adult. She is not special needs. He says we think she has but she ain't been diagnosed. So you're not a doctor. You're not qualified to think. All you know is that she's an irresponsible idiot. And now that we know for a fact. I couldn't be bothered. Question number 16. This is a female in the 22 to 27 age group from London. Summary of issue. When do I bring up the fact that I am not looking for anything casual with my date tonight? Well, when was this? I guess we missed this window of opportunity. We went out for drinks 2 years ago on vacation. No, went out for drinks 2 years ago on vacation with this guy. We banged after. Kept in contact. We spoke 5 to 6 times over 2 years. That's all. And now I just moved to his city to start a new chapter in my life. I was just 19 at the time I met him. He asked me to dinner tonight. I assume he will ask if I want to come back to his place after. I'm at a stage in my life where I'm looking for friends or a boyfriend, but not really anything in between. This means that I want to wait to get busy with him. My question is, when do I tell him this? Do I wait until we get to making out and at his place? Do I bring it up once he asks if I want to go back to his? In case you're wondering, yes, I do think of him as potential boyfriend material. I didn't care. I didn't ask. Obviously, I want to encourage an open-ended discussion to learn about his wants and what he's looking for, etc. as well. Well, you dumb to think that. Let me tell you this. Look at this video on the channel. Me and my cousin is like under the videos Joy and Deb. It's under those videos. We did a series of videos. One of them discusses this very topic of women who open their big mouths and tell men what they're looking for. Now, my cousin is of the mind that you should tell women what you're looking for. That women should tell men what they're looking for. I'm of the mind that you should never tell a man what you're looking for. You just let him be who he is, and then you determine if what he's presenting to you is something that you want to be bothered with. You don't ever try to give a man a script, which is what you would be doing to tell him what you're looking for. You're telling him how to play you, dummy. Mouthing off. Women talk too fucking much. You don't tell a man anything like that. You just watch him. He's saying, well, what are you looking for? Oh, I don't know when I see it. Some vague shit. Which is true, but it's true. You will know when you see it. So, and you want to have an open-ended discussion and all this stuff. You're not going to go back to his place. You're not going to make out with him, a man you haven't seen in years. Are you out of your mind? What's wrong with you? That just even came to your mind as a possible thing that you should even think about doing. That's kind of hoish, okay? You're not going to do that. You're just playing yourself and just coming up like an hors d'oeuvre on the tray, just having him just take a bite or something. That's not how you conduct yourself. You say you want something, you want something serious. You're not trying to just be something super casual. You don't go to his house because what does that send a message? I haven't seen you in years, and we banged on the first date years and years ago, but now I'm coming to your house after I haven't seen you for all these years, and we're going to make out. No, you're not going to do that. If this is your goal here, you're not looking for anything casual, then your words and your actions have to match. Understand where I'm coming from. This is what you said you want. Then you're going to control what you do, where you go, and what you say, so that's those actions and those words match this stated goal right here. So you don't want nothing casual. You don't be going over to no motherfucker's house. You don't be making out with no asshole either. You don't be telling him what you're looking for because it's none of his goddamn business. You haven't seen him in years. Why would you tell him that? So, the whole thing is, and how you don't think about him as a potential boyfriend, you don't know this motherfucker. You barely met him when you boned him 2 years ago, and now it's been 2 years. You don't know what he's been into and what kind of person he is now. As you already see him as boyfriend material, you tripping. Okay? You tripping. You're not being real smart about this. So what you're going to do is, he's going to say, well, out to your, you want to come back from my place? No, I sure don't. Well, something about the past. Well, yeah, that was then and this is now. That's all you say. Are you the same as you were 2 years ago? I'm not. That's all you have to say. You have to go into details and explain yourself and justify what you're doing or something. And the man says, well, you want to do this? And you just say no. Now, he might follow up with why not? And say, because I said no, motherfucker. That's all you get. I don't know. You young ladies be killing me. Killing me. Killing me. This necklace is like choking me. I try to look cute for y'all and put on a necklace. And now I'm like, it's just bothering my neck. Thank you, sweet pea. I love it. Thank you very much. Question number 17. This is a female in the 22 to 27 age group from Strongsville, Ohio. Summary of issue. I told my anxious best friend, oh God, another woman with anxiety, that she is overbearing, and now she stopped telling me things about her life. Good. Why is this a problem? My best friend is an extremely cool person and full of life and energy, and she truly loves everyone she comes across. Everyone's in awe of her and loves her positive personality. She's also generally an incredibly great friend and super caring. However, what most people don't know is that she has an extreme anxiety disorder to the point where she overthinks everything and is always worried about things she does being perceived as annoying, pushy, wrong, etc. See, remember what I said earlier? That they put this shit into their own heads and creates all this anxiety. It's not a generic, not a genetic thing. It's not organic. It's their own thoughts that's fucking them up. She's generally worried about people disliking her secretly. She's been in therapy before, but not anymore. It's gotten to a point where she would ask my opinion on most things, especially work-related. Can I send this text? Can I add this person on LinkedIn, or does it look like I'm stalking them, etc.? But like constantly, Deb, I told her 2 weeks ago that she needs to stop asking me for advice on everything, and I'm starting to get anxiety from her overthinking. I said that I am, of course, always there to help. She apologized, and I thought it was all good. But since then, I've noticed that she has completely stopped telling me anything about her life, which obviously was not my intention. She is still super sweet and nice to me and talks about my life with me, etc. But I can feel a distance, and she will not bring up anything about her life, when before she talked about it every day. And when I try to ask her about things, work, men, family, she will now only give very short and vague responses, and she avoids eye contact. The other day, she looked very sad and was clearly dealing with something, but she just told me that she's fine. Knowing her, I probably added to her anxiety, but I told her it's not fair on me either. How can I deal with this? You just ignore it, because this is the deal right here. She's not in therapy. Her ass need to be in there, laying on somebody's couch. It's not your job, okay? You're not a shrink. And I mean, maybe it's just me, but when people have these kind of issues and they want to dump all their shit on you, I'm not the one for that. And you were nice to tell her the way that you did, because I was like, bitch, please. I don't want to hear all that shit. I don't give a fuck about what you do. Do whatever pleases you. Just leave me the fuck out of it. That's what she would have got from me, friend or not. There's a certain limit that I have. I don't know. When I reach it, I just go crazy. I can't hold back anymore. I don't like it. I mean, it takes me a while to get there, but I can feel myself starting getting like, ooh, this bitch is annoying as fuck. And I start thinking that, right? Then I start looking at her different. And then everything she says gets on my nerves. And every time she asks me a question, I just feel the hair on the back of my neck stand up. And before you know it, I'm just it's like inching to the edge of the cliff. And then I get to the edge of the cliff and I just jump off. And when I jump off, I'm cussing you all the way down. So it's not a good thing. Um, the main thing is she is in charge of her anxiety, not you. You're trying to assume responsibility for her feeling sad and all this other shit here. Stop it. If she feels sad, it is her job as an adult woman to go and do something about it. You took care of yourself, which is exactly what you should do. You should not be getting anxiety because she is dumping on you. And that's what was happening. You're absorbing her anxiety, because she's your friend and you think all these nice things about her. And that's great that she's all that kind of wonderful stuff. But the bottom line is you put up a boundary. It was a very respectful boundary. It was a normal one. There was nothing outside of the box and stuff, nothing unreasonable for her to deal with her anxiety with a professional or on her own, but not to involve you in it. And that's fine. There's no problem with that. I don't want to be bothered. I had to let a couple of women go because they just kept want to complain about different stuff. And then, they ask you what you should do. And then I tell them what they should do. And then they don't do it. And so they want to come back again with whining about the same shit over and over. I'm like, I can't do this. I banned them from talking about them niggas. They'll be talking to me about that. I don't feel like hearing it. You ain't going to do nothing about it. So just sit over there and enjoy getting dogged out. What you want me to do? Question number 18. This is a female in the 22 to 27 age group. She's Caucasian from Austin, Texas. Summary of issue. I'm not comfortable with my young male's physiotherapist. What should I do? Trauma bonding? No, I don't know. That's no such thing. That's just, but again, a bunch of shit people put in their mind and gave it a fancy name. It's bullshit. There's no such thing as trauma bonding. Just people that's being stupid. Okay, let's just call it what it is. So she's not comfortable with her physiotherapist. So I'm a fairly young female, 22, and I think my new therapist is about the same age as me, around 25 or so. But it makes me highly uncomfortable. I wasn't expecting a man when I made my appointment, but I sure as hell wasn't expecting someone my age. So yeah, I instantly got awkward, and that made everything awkward. Besides that, he did an excellent job, but I'm just not really looking forward to the next appointment. I just really didn't feel comfortable at all. And now I'm wondering if I should even go there again. I'm afraid of getting a panic attack or something like that. What should I do? You should slap the shit out of yourself. First of all, the young man probably just finished his master's program in physiotherapy, or I don't know what else they take. I can't think of what it's called right now. But he's this is his job. Okay. He didn't do or say anything inappropriate. There's no reason for you to be acting like this. Again, this is anxiety that you are causing yourself by telling yourself bullshit and putting it in your head. What did you think this man is going to do to you in full view of everybody else on the therapy table? Please explain that to me. He's there to do a job. Now, if you really, really feel that you must do something different, you could get you a woman. Just tell them you prefer to have a female physiotherapist, and they'll switch you over. But you admit that he did a great job. So isn't the idea for you to get better, for you to get healed, for you to be able to use your body the way that you used to doing it? And he did a good job of that. That means he's being very professional. That means he's knowledgeable and skilled at what he's doing. You the one putting all this other shit into your head and making all these other problems for yourself. This is all you. He didn't do anything. So that would be my suggestion, that you get over yourself. And like I said, if you really feel like you can't, then just go get you a woman therapist. But then guess what? What if she's lesbian and she's turned on by you? And then she starts flirting with you. What you gonna do then? See, you thinking you escaping some shit. You just might be going to another hole. At least the one with the dude is just a hole of your own making. And he didn't do his shit to you. Didn't say anything inappropriate to you. Didn't touch you inappropriately, nothing. Because you would have definitely put it in the letter. You had complimented him. But yet you sitting up there trying to charge him with a crime. I just don't feel comfortable. I'm starting to hate that word. I'm uncomfortable. Bullshit ass bitches. Everybody's unfucking comfortable. Question number 19. This is a female, 22 to 27 from Hackensack, New Jersey. Summary of issue. I'm tired of this old 50-something customer flirting with me. Oh, God. Some old raggedy man. Yeah, she can switch therapy, but I'm just saying that don't mean that she's going to escape the problem, because it's only going to be two things. It's going to be a man or a woman. And a lot of times, the women don't have the physical upper body strength to really get in there and massage those muscles. And, they just don't have it. I mean, I'm not getting anything wrong. I'm not saying it's bad because I mean, so maybe some people that's all that they can, the pressure that they can handle. But if you're the kind of person who you want them, that when they do the pressure point releases and stuff, you want them to go in deep. Well, the women don't have the physical strength to do that. This necklace is driving me crazy. Okay, so anyway, she tired this 50-something-year-old customer. I wrote to you about this some months ago, but now the guy, he's 50s and a frequent customer at my job, has become extremely annoying. But I have trouble speaking up for myself when I'm actually in the moment. And I'm starting to feel disrespected now because, number one, he can tell I'm not interested in him, yet he still tries when he can. Number two, he tries to appear innocent and act like he doesn't know what he's doing. And number three, the fucker waits until everyone is away to try to flirt with me. And this pisses me off the most. I don't know why. I'm sure I'm going to see him at my job tomorrow. And I seriously need some examples on what to say to come off as stern and mean. I'm tired of him thinking that he can act however he wants. I feel played because he's not respecting my obvious disinterest. Well, have you ever told him to get away from you? Have you ever told him to back up and stop flirting? Have you ever said anything? The answer to that is most likely no, because you say you have trouble speaking up for yourself. Women who have trouble speaking up for themselves will continue to be subjected to this kind of stuff because you never tell people to stop. You never set a boundary and you never say no because you're scared. What the fuck are you scared of? You at your job and he's some old raggedy motherfucker. So you know what you have to do? You say, look, Gramps, ain't nobody trying to flirt with you. Get the fuck away from here. I'm trying to get my money on. I'm not interested in you. Shit, you older than my daddy and my grandpa put together. You old. I'm not. Get out of my face with this. Say it loud so everybody so he can be embarrassed. I'm tired of you flirting with me all the time, you old ugly motherfucker. Well, you probably won't say that. But you can call him old. You can call him Gramps. They hate that. Looking like somebody uncle. You can say that. Say, you got saggy balls and shit. I'm not interested in that saggy skin. You can say that real low so only he can hear it. And then you go loud on the rest of it. But yeah, these old dudes like this. I remember my mother told me a story when she was, I think she was 16 in high school, and she walked by the store. And it's, how these old, they used to have, the old men be hanging out at the liquor store on the corner and stuff. And so she walked by with her school books and stuff and her pigtails. Obviously, she's a kid. And this old man tells her, where you been all my life? And my mother, see, this is where I get my savagery from. I didn't even know it, but she just looks at him. For most of it, I wasn't born yet, she says. And so all the men that was around dude just started ribbing him and stuff, right? And I got to use, I mean, it wasn't that exact thing, but I'm in this grocery store, right? I'm at my cousin's house. I was going to my cousin's house. I stopped at the Safeway off of Travis Boulevard because, they live up in Vallejo. I mean, they live up in Vacaville. So I stopped at that Safeway to pick up some stuff for the lasagna I was going to make them for dinner. And I'm in line, and it's this old man and his wife. First of all, why are you so disrespectful to your wife? Okay, so I'm sitting there, I'm in line, and he sees what I'm buying and stuff, and he's like, well, where's the collard green or something? Where's the something? I see you about to cook a good meal and stuff. I said, yeah, I am. And he's like, well, something about when he's going to come over for dinner. What time is dinner going to be ready? And I looked at him. I said, oh, this past your bedtime, Pops. That's what I told him. And his wife she just looked at me with like her eyes big, and then she busted out and started laughing. And then he says, well, I guess I have to stay up past my bedtime. I was like, I don't think you need to do all that. And so she just, kind of tried to shush him. But I was sitting there, I'm thinking, okay, how would I have reacted if my husband did some shit like that? First of all, I know he wasn't stupid. I would have pulled out something and cut his ass up right there at Safeway. But, for him to do that was so disrespectful to her. And these are Black people. Older couple, had to be in their 60s. And, dude was just like, I mean, he might have been in his 70s, actually, because, yeah, he probably was in his early to mid 70s. And, I mean, good posture stuff, because that's where the military, Travis military is. So a lot of them dudes are retired military officers, and you can tell by the way they stand and their posture and stuff. They're very straight, backs are straight, great posture, all this sort of stuff here. So he looked like that, even though he was an older guy. And yeah, but I mean, that's what he did. But that's what I told him. I was like, oh, it's past your bedtime, Pops. And it just popped out. I didn't even think about it. I just looked at him, you dusty motherfucker. I just couldn't. He thought he didn't have shit. Yeah, it just popped out. My mouth. I didn't want to cuss and stuff because, it's a grocery store. But I don't know. It's like, ooh, let me just slam him right quick. So that's what I said. Question number 19. I mean, that was number 19. Number 20. Female, 28 to 34. She's African American from Oceanside, California. Summary of issue: the selfishness of my boyfriend is making me think twice about our relationship. Therapy is expensive, so here I am writing to you, Deb. I guess I'm just wanting some advice. I'm 28 and I was in the hospital for more than a week. Oh, unfortunately, I'm having an abundance of health issues involving my heart and my brain. Scary stuff, but I'm dealing best I can. I've been having doctor's appointments every other day, and I like to have someone with me because I never know what to expect. The other day, my boyfriend, he is 45, also had an appointment. So the plan was to go to his and then go to the two of mine. We go to his and like a normal girlfriend. I go in with him, give him encouragement in the waiting room, and wait there for him to be finished. After his appointment, we drive to mine, and he asked me to stop somewhere so he can get a beer. There was a place right across from the hospital I was going to, so I agreed. He got his beer, and we pulled up to my appointment. He's like, okay, I'll come in if you want me to, but will you be mad if I stay in the car? Dale, I was already nervous about getting my heart monitor placed, so I told him I didn't mind. I'm not going to force someone to do something they don't seem like they want to do. But it made me feel bad because the woman placing my heart monitor and doing my test asked if I had anyone waiting in the waiting room. Once I came outside, he didn't even ask how it went. Not a single question or word. Just chilling, drinking his beer, and eating a fucking Slim Jim. It hurt me because I encourage, support, and stand by him through all of these problems. I wish I got a fraction of that back, but I don't feel I should have to ask for it. But today he wants me to pick him up from work. For once, I say no because I'm not feeling well. He doesn't respond and then eventually calls me complaining about the bus taking so long. Didn't ask if I'm okay or if I need anything. It's like I don't even matter. He is extremely self-absorbed, and I don't even know if that's something that can be fixed. How would you proceed? I guess I'm asking a what would Deb do question here. I'll accept any advice from you and the squad. Thanks for choosing my letter, Candace. What would I do? I would have dumped him. Yes, 28 and 45. That motherfucker's old and crusty. Why you got to drive him to his appointments? Why can't he get there on his own? Does he have a car? Are you chauffeuring him around? Are you taking care of this old ass man on the downstroke to 50? You're not even 30 yet? Don't you understand that when you having health problems like with your heart and stuff like that, being stressed it just exacerbates the issue? This is the last thing that you need is to be bothered with this fool right here. Do you know they have advocates, women, they have these nonprofits. You call them up and say, I'm having this issue here and I need a buddy to go with me to these medical appointments. They will assign someone to come with you. These people are trained and they're knowledgeable about medical issues so they can help, calm you down and stuff. Go to call social services tomorrow and start asking about what recommendations they have for a community-based organization that provides those kind of supportive services for people who are going through a health crisis. Ask them, and they will recommend someone to you. And then you can call those people and get your name on the list and get yourself a buddy to go with you. They can drive you to doctor appointments. They will visit with you, and they're volunteers, so it's free. You can treat them to lunch or something. But whatever you do, you have way more support through that because there's women who give a shit about other women than you will ever get from this clown. So think about that. Social services, recommendation for a CBO that provides those kind of supportive services for women going through a health crisis, and ask them for a recommendation and see what they say. And then you get rid of this fool before he kills you. Question number 21. This is a male in the 22 to 27 age group. He's mixed race from South San Francisco, California. Summary of issue. How do you ladies suggest a guy respectfully approach in an everyday life situation? I am 24. I'm half Filipino and half Black, and without that much experience with women. Today, I saw a sister at the coffee shop I frequent, and I thought she was really cute. Normally, I would just strike up a conversation about something, but I didn't really have much of a reason to approach her as she was studying with headphones on, and I was drawing. I had headphones on as well. I didn't want to make her uncomfortable, and I contemplated leaving her my number on a napkin and letting her decide if she's interested or not. But she left literally seconds before I started to pack up my stuff. What is the most appropriate, respectful way of approaching a young lady in this situation in the future? I don't want to continue to miss these opportunities to express interest. Oh, okay, that was it. I'm going to say this. I mean, I can understand that you think she's cute and all this, but you know when a woman's doing something like that and she has headphones on, you know what's that signifying? Don't fuck with me. Leave me the hell alone. That's what that's saying. So in a situation like that, you don't approach her. You don't do anything. You leave her alone. Just like what she wants, that's what she's signaling. That's why she's all geared up like that. Because otherwise she'd just be on her laptop. But the fact she had her headphones on, she'll be bothered. She may have been listening to a lecture or something. You don't know what she was doing. But interrupting her to talk about you want to get your swerve on is inappropriate. It's rude and it's intrusive, and women hate that shit. Okay, I'm just letting you know. So you talk about what you want to do because I don't want to miss an opportunity. Well, she didn't want you to have an opportunity. That's why she had her headphones on. She didn't look up. She didn't look at you. She didn't, smile at you, nothing. She gave you no clue that she was interested in you. And see, this is the thing that I think a lot of men don't get. Learn to read the fucking room. You guys need to learn to read a room. Now, if she was sitting there, and even if she had her headphones on and she kept looking at you and smiling at you, well, then that's a sign that she's interested and she want to know more. Then you pick up your shit and go over and say, can I sit here too? And she'll say yes. And then y'all can, get a little conversation going or something. But the fact that didn't happen, she sent a very clear message that she didn't want to be bothered. She's at that table by herself with her headphones on. So you talking about, what's the appropriate, respectful way of approaching because I don't want to miss these opportunities. You didn't have no opportunity, motherfucker. Get it straight. There's no opportunity presented for you. She's not trying to be bothered with you or anybody else. Read the room. Okay, this is what most men have a problem with. Y'all just be focused on what the fuck you want and not paying any attention to the signals and signs and the body language of the woman that you think is you find so cute. You thinking with your dick. Nobody gives a shit about your dick but you. You think she's cute. That's a sexual attraction. She don't want to be bothered. So, you guys need to think about that when you start trying to approach random women in public places like that. It's not going to usually go too well for you. Nightclubs and stuff, maybe, but they're there for that purpose. But just in a coffee shop and stuff, ain't nobody on the street, on the bus, on the train. She's not there for that. She just wants to go to and fro and handle her business. And here you come. Am I lying? Right? That's why we put on headphones. Sometimes we don't even have no music on because we want to hear what's going on. But the headphones are the signal. Leave me the hell alone. But men don't seem to understand that. Well, look over here and you'll see the ladies agree. And, just to understand what I'm trying to tell you. Learn to look for signs and signals of interest. If she gives you a sign or a signal, then jump on it. But if she doesn't, like this girl clearly had no interest in you or anyone else, leave her alone. Because you never know, she's a sister. She was over there studying stuff, and she might be a crazy sister like me that jump up and start cussing your bitch ass out. And then you be all in your feelings and stuff, right? Me, oh my God, I thought she was so cute and I tried to talk to her and she cussed me out. What should I do? I didn't know my feelings, my ego. I'm so shattered, my feels. Question 22. This is a female in the 22 to 27 age group. She's European from Vancouver, British Columbia. Summary of issue. My boyfriend is constantly making remarks about what I choose to eat or when I choose to eat, and it has started to take a toll on my physical health. Hmm. I would like to preface all this by saying I do not think he's actively or deliberately trying to make me feel bad. Well, that shows how dumb you are. My boyfriend is very tall and thin, and he's very concerned about staying skinny. We recently went on vacation. He was talking about slimming down before vacation and told me that he plans on cutting out all carbs, not drinking anything but water, and skipping out on breakfast and lunch. He got upset at me for not being supportive because I told him this seems excessive to me. He honestly seemed to have a disordered relationship with food and weight gain, but his parents are the same way, so he thinks this is normal. Whenever I want to get fast food or have ice cream or cake or want to add rice or potatoes to a meal, he always says in a tone that feels condescending, quote, "Are you sure you want to eat that?" Or, quote, "Really? Are you serious?" End quote. Sometimes when he does this, I'll just say, "Never mind." And then he'll say, "If you want it, then get it." But now there's all this judgment attached to eating whatever the thing is, and I just don't want it anymore. You dumb. I'll tell you how to handle that. While we were on vacation, he wouldn't want to eat breakfast. And I was grateful that other people on the trip with us would suggest getting breakfast because I would be starving, but didn't want to turn it into a thing by saying I was hungry. Why? Even with those other people, he would say if they just wait a few more hours and we can have lunch instead. In my mind, I'm just thinking to myself, it's 8 a.m. No one wants to wait until 1 to have lunch just because you have some weird notion about food and thinness. Why did you say that to him, though? Since we've gotten back from vacation, I've been having problems with indigestion and bloating from going such long stretches without eating because he didn't want to. I used to have a pretty unhealthy relationship with food and attaching moral value to certain foods, and I've struggled with body dysmorphia as a result of being very thin my whole life, then gaining weight after being put on antidepressants. I worked really hard to get past that. I'm currently pretty thin. All of these comments about whatever it is that I choose to eat or when I choose to eat it is making me feel terrible about eating and it's stressing me out and now causing actual health problems for me. How do I get him to understand that this isn't cool? You get him to understand by leaving his ass. What's the problem? He's only a boyfriend and he's got some kind of, quiet as it's kept, a lot of men have anorexia. I didn't know this until I became a trainer. You have to study. I have one of my certifications was in nutrition or fitness nutrition. And, one of the things they teach you how to do is recognize when people have, certain disorders and things that could possibly impact their ability to work out or actually be harmful for them. So that's one of the things we learned about, bulimia and anorexia and how to identify signs of it. If the person's hidden and they try to hide behind, it's all the stuff, it's the whole thing. But I was shocked at how many men have it. People don't really, they always think about it being girls, the girls want to stay thin, but it's a lot of dudes that are the same way. Your boyfriend is a perfect example. So really, it's starting to affect your health. Focus strictly on that. It's going to be your health or this motherfucker right here. Which one do you want? I would choose me every time and leave him eating his air sandwiches by himself. He's not helping you at all. You admit you've already had problems with food and body dysmorphia. And here you are with somebody who's like a fucking weirdo about food and don't want to eat and stuff, living on watercress and shit. And you want to be talking yourself, been in a relationship with that? Where he talks about what you eat and shit. Well, if you really want to eat that. Yes, as a matter of fact, bring me 2 potatoes. I want 2, and I want you to load up with cheese and butter and sour cream and bacon bits and extra butter. That's what I want. I would fuck him up. Girl, the worst thing in the world. I went to this white girl had this wedding, bridal shower, and they served something called watercress sandwiches. It was some cream cheese on bread. They cut the little crusts off, and then they had like these little green lettuce and stuff. It looked like algae from a pond, and they had it on there. And I said, "What is this?" And she said, "This is watercress." I'm like, "Who eats this?" I don't have no home training, and I'm looking at this little green shit, and I'm like, don't look right. She's like, "Oh, it's watercress sandwiches and this and that." I'm like, I think this is some white people shit, but I didn't say that. It was like, well, where's the meat at? Don't you at least have some tuna or something? Cheese. I mean, something. Dad was looking like something with something more substance than cream cheese and pond algae. That just wasn't working for me. But yeah, that's what they had. And then she was serving and she was like, had her pinky all out and stuff. Like it was like this most delicious delicacy. And they had them all stacked on this tray, like in a little circle and stuff going up. I was like, "Ooh, y'all need to go to a black folks bridal shower so you can get some real food. This is some bullshit." So we left there and went to a restaurant. That was some nasty shit. I'm telling you, it was just ridiculous. I don't get it. Who thought that was a good idea? It's like it don't even look as good as parsley. It was and didn't have no taste. I see you over there giggling, Sliver. Question number 23. This is a female in the 18 to 21 age group from Southeast. She's Southeast Asian and she's from Oakland. Summary of issues. Should I tell my mom about my abortion that happened 5 years ago? Well, let's think about that. Why would you do that? Well, let's see what you say. Deb, I'm 21 and I had a surgical abortion about 5 years ago. I was 16 and was a very scared young girl. The guy I was in a relationship cheated on me, and I didn't picture myself with him the rest of my life and carrying his baby at such a young age. The process went well, and I don't regret it at all. I did it at Planned Parenthood, and the process went smoothly. I just feel guilty for not telling my mother about it sometimes. She's a somewhat strict Southeast Asian, if that matters, mom, very devoted to the Catholic Church. I know her views on abortion are that it's the worst thing you can do. You can never go to heaven. I just wish she would understand me because I did once try to have a debate with her, but she just kept on going on how horrible it was. I tried to tell her that it's women's bodies and right, but she wouldn't listen. It's been 5 years since it happened already, but recently I've been feeling like I should tell her. I tell her everything, and I feel like there should be no secret between us. But I feel like this secret would be too much for her to handle. But if I do decide to tell her, I don't know if our relationship will be closer. If you were in my position, what would you do? I would shut my goddamn mouth. Let me tell you something. As you grow into adulthood, you can't be telling your parents everything. You can't tell them everything. You're going to be with some boyfriend. You're going to tell your mother how big his dick was? You're going to tell her what positions you did? Are you going to tell him how good he kissed everywhere? What you going to do? What? Why do you think that you need to tell your mother everything about your life as an adult person? You don't tell your parents shit. You tell them superficial bullshit. You don't tell them details like that. It's none of their goddamn business. You need to grow up, okay, and understand the separation of daughter and your life as a woman. Okay, you don't tell your mother everything. You don't even, if you get married, you don't even tell your husband everything. You don't tell your friends everything. You don't tell anybody everything because there's some parts of yourself in your life that you need to just keep just to you. This is one of them. Now you see how your mother is, and you know that you will be opening up a fucking landmine. What possessed you to even start thinking about this shit? You must need another job. You need to go back to school. You need something to do with your life so you don't sit around thinking of dumb shit. Because that's what you're doing. You close your mouth and don't you say shit about this when your mother's on her deathbed or something, then maybe you can tell her. But I really don't see the reason why we would ever have to tell her. You don't need to tell anybody. It's your life and it was your body and you made a decision that worked for you. There's no reason for you to feel like you need to justify it or explain it, especially 5 years later. Ooh, I wouldn't tell my mother shit. You doing too much. I just don't understand it. Question number 24. This is a female in the 22 to 27 age group from Littleton, Colorado. Summary of issue. Why am I coughing all of a sudden? I thought that this was over. Hold on a second. I spent a whole week coughing. Oh no, maybe I'm having a relapse. Okay. I'm trying to figure out how to get rid of my fear of aging. She's in the 22 to 27 age group. My birthday is in 4 months and I will turn 28. And I have a strong fear of aging. The 30s is like a nightmare to me. And every day I see how my youth is fading slowly in little and insignificant details for other people. I wouldn't mind if the value of women in society weren't related directly to youth and beauty. I look pretty young for my age. Most people say I look 21 or even 18 in some wild cases, but I know I'm not. I talked about this with my boyfriend who used to date girls so much younger than me before we met, and he told me that he struggles the same and that aging is unavoidable. But it's more like an exchange where I gained wisdom, knowledge, experiences, and became more insightful. Things that will remain as I get older and have a bigger value than youth and beauty. His answer made me feel better, but it's not the same aging for men and women. I wish I could read experiences on this from women in the same situation as me, or older women who are already over this. My mom says that her 40s has been way better than her 20s when she was younger and inexperienced, but I really want to know your and the ladies' opinions on it. I'm going to tell you this. Either you're going to get older or you're going to make a young corpse. Which one do you want? You know, my father used to talk about, like the search for the moon and interferon and the fountain of youth and all this kind of stuff that people like talk, all these different surgeries and shots and all this stuff. My father used to make jokes. He said, white people want to live forever. It's something about them. They just do not want to die and they just want to live forever and they want to look the same. He used to tell me that, and I always thought it was very odd. But, as I've gone through life and I've watched, the liposuction and the wrinkle fillers and the Botox and all the shit that white women get to try to preserve their youth and beauty and stay young and all that stuff. It's like white people are obsessed with youth and staying alive. It's forever. It's just unbelievable. Let the shit go. Okay. Just age gracefully. Take care of your skin, eat well, exercise, and just accept the fact that your ass is going to get old. Either you're going to get old or you're going to die. Those are the only two options. So you worried about looking young forever. You're not, even if you die, you're not going to look young forever because you're going to lay in the ground and rot. So what? I mean, inevitably, you're not going to look the way that you look now. Just get over it. Okay, so now you not even 30 years old yet, and you talking about 30s. You know what happened to you? You were listening to them idiots online talking about women hit the wall at 30. At 30, you just finally trying to get some sense. At 40, it comes together. And if you exercise and take care of your skin and everything, you will look hella better at 40 than you ever looked in your 20s. I don't know what else to tell you. But like I said, there's not really too much option. Either you're going to get older or you're going to die and just be a young corpse. So you pick one. Yeah, sunscreen too. You're right. Because even being black, I use a SPF something. It's like a moisturizing sunblock kind of stuff. And the stuff I've been using, since I was like in my early 20s. I mean, you want to take precautions, but you cannot think that you're never going to show any signs of aging and that you're never going to get old. Just accept it. Age gracefully, embrace it, and stop trying to fight it because that's what's going to make you feel bad. Well, if these women are, listening to these idiots online and judging themselves by what them clowns say, of course you're going to feel bad about yourself. But again, that's on you because you're stupid enough to listen to some randos on the internet talking about some shit they don't even know. Because, the bottom line is I had to remind this dude this. He's talking about, women that, hit 30, this and that. I said, remember, your ass is going to hit 30 too. And the only difference between, as you get older, y'all start to get like saggy balls and your dick don't work no more. And, you start having pressure and heart disease and shit like that. Whereas women at 40 and 50 still looking great. Y'all looking broke down and having health issues. So, I mean, who really needs to be worried about turning 30? I think it's more you than us. He was upset at me. I'm like, look in the nursing homes and see who's still alive. It ain't you. You men die off because you don't take care of yourself and you look like hell by the time you get 60 years old. She needs that she might, but really what she just needs is her ass kicked a time or two. See, y'all want to put people on the couch. Everybody don't need therapy. I mean, people who had childhood trauma, they need therapy. When you're an adult and you're making decisions to think stupid ass shit, you don't need therapy. You just need your ass kicked. And that's the therapy enough. One good ass kicking, knock all that stupid shit that you're thinking out of you, you be all right. But these people I need therapy. No, your bitch ass don't. You need no goddamn therapist. Just stop thinking stupid shit. You'll be fine. Question number 25. This is a male in a 22 to 27 age group. He's Middle Eastern from New York City, New York. The other party is a male in a 22 to 27 age group, and he's white. Oh, I don't really do too much on the gay male tip, but let's see what he's talking about. Summary of issue. Friends outside of a relationship. Hello, my partner and I, we're both males, have been together for just about 2 years now. We're both in our mid-20s. Come from culturally Jewish backgrounds and share many values. We met while both living in LA and were fortunate enough to both move to New York City for grad school. We don't currently live together as our schools are in different boroughs, but see each other most weekends as a compromise. Recently, my partner has been trying to make more friends as our social network seems to be more heavily skewed towards people that come from my experiences, school, past work, etc. I have the benefit of living on a grad school campus with in-person classes and a large cohort, which means all my peers live in the same place, take the same classes in person. While my partner's school is much less centralized and students are spread around Manhattan and take classes in variable order, mixed cohorts. I'm trying to understand how I can support him making friends organically while also not feel like I'm ignoring him or missing out on time with him. We have open communication. I've directly asked about how I can help him or if I should give him more space, like not come some weekends and give him more free time to make plans with other people. But he gets upset at the idea that I wouldn't be around as much when I could be seeing as our time is already limited. I'm not sure how to support his social growth. I've tried suggesting he join student groups, try to take in-person classes rather than hybrid online, join local events and groups, etc. But he seems hesitant to my ideas. What should I do? You shouldn't do shit. He's a grown man. Sit your ass down. Why are you trying to orchestrate his social life? Don't you have some homework to do or something? A job to go to? If he wants to make friends and go places and do stuff, he knows how to open his mouth and say, oh, I'm going to go hang out with these people, so I'll see you on Sunday. He knows how to do that, right? Why are you treating him like a kid? Like he can't make a decision and decide what's best for him and what he needs and then let you know what he needs. Why are you over there hovering like a mother hen, clucking around and trying to ask him all these questions? Sit down. Just continue on life as usual until he gets to a point where he tells you that what he wants, and then you can go with it. But all this guessing and trying to figure it out for him and all this stuff like that, stop it. He's a grown man. Treat him like one, not like your child. This is really not a good look here. I know you thinking you being all sensitive and supportive and stuff, but what you're really doing is being intrusive and a busybody. Leave him alone. He can make up his own mind where he want to go and what he want to do. Okay? And then if it's something that it conflicts when you want to see him, then y'all work it out. Maybe he go with his friends on Friday and then you come and see him on Saturday and Sunday. I mean, work it out later. But don't look for problems in advance and start creating drama where there needs to be none. All right? So just relax yourself. Okay, everybody, we'll be back here tomorrow. Let me put this up again. We will be here with our $10 advice live stream where you get to ask your question. Tonight, these people all sent their questions in advance. Their questions were chosen by my cousin and put into this document. So, but on these, once a month, we do this third Thursday, $10 on the spot dating advice live stream. You come with your questions. You pay your $10 either by YouTube Super Chat or Cash App. And the Cash App is Debsterism, as you see up there on the screen. And then you ask your question in the chat, or you can call in and ask it on the phone. Either one that works for you. We're open to any and all methods that work for you. But it's a good show. And, people leave feeling better. They get their problems resolved right away. A lot of times people have questions and stuff that's going on. They don't want to ask somebody that they know. They don't want to get their family and friends in their business like that. So this is a good opportunity. I'm gonna just tell you straight. If you're doing some dumb shit, I'm gonna tell you it's dumb shit. If you're doing something that's gonna hurt yourself, I'm gonna tell you that too, to take better care of yourself. If you're doing something where you're letting people balls, I'm gonna tell you that too. So all in all, it's a good time, and I think people learn a lot. So that's tomorrow. We'll be here at 6 p.m. Pacific time, same as we started tonight. Thanks you guys for coming. I'm about to get up out of here and get me some grubbage because a sister is hungry. I will see you all tomorrow. Then.